so give him a break.
Hello Internet, Gimme a Break Man here with lesson number 3 in a series of eternal videos that are made to teach you Japanese. I am assuming you do not speak any Japanese and you are a little bit slow. Okay, these are for dumb people. No, not really. But they're very basic. They're going to be repetitive. I have notes over here at gimme-a-breakman.com. That is a new site. It's being built slowly, so be patient with me. I'm trying to get as many of these up as with as little stress to my life as possible, because it does take time to make these lessons. I got the dog here. I'm not used to this. Just for fun. I do want to thank everyone who's been watching so far and leaving me great comments, lots of questions. Also remember that on Give Me a Flakeman, Gimme-A-Flakeman, Give Me a Flakeman on YouTube.com. I am putting up videos there that answer questions, and they refer to certain videos. I've gotten the first one up already. It's only 7 minutes. So if you did ask a question on the first video, I hopefully answered your question and put it up on Gimme a Flakeman, so go check that out. Now, what's the difference between my lessons and other people's lessons? I live in Japan, and I've actually learned it. I've been studying Japanese forever. It's an eternal struggle. And the one way I can help you that most other channels cannot help you, or most other video lessons cannot help you with, is that I will interact with you. So I do appreciate your lessons. So leave me those comments. Leave me those 5 stars. Rate my video. Favorite my video. It really helps get this video out, and I really do appreciate it, because the more enthusiastic you are about this, the more enthusiastic I'm going to be about this, and I'm going to keep doing it. So I do appreciate it. Don't go crazy on the questions. I'm only human. You're going to kill me. All right. Let's get to it. Now, in the last lesson, we learned the, by the way, this down here, what you see here, this is called, these are subtitles, and I'll be using this. This is jimaku in Japanese. Jimaku. G and, whoops, G and maku, okay? Those are subtitles. Anyway, the subtitles I will try as much as possible to put in English and in Japanese, so those of you who are a little higher can practice your reading. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Last lesson we talked about you and the silent you and desu, and I said, like many times when you see the word des, like watashi wa bikuta desu, in that sentence you don't say desu at the end. And then I realized I said that the U is not pronounced at the end of words only, but actually there are other words like ski or su, like I gave you the example sumimasen, in which it is pronounced very clearly, sumimasen, sumimasen, sumimasen. And then I thought about the word ski, right? And ski is, I'll put this backwards this time, ski, ski. And in this example, the U is also ski. It's almost, you can't really hear it. So I guess what I'd have to say about the pronunciation is often the U is pronounced, but because your ears are probably not familiar with the language, you're not going to be able to hear it, or it's a very tiny U. For example, ski, which, by the way, this word means like watashi wa biru ga suki. I like beer. In a sentence like that, you're not going to hear the U. Watashi wa biru ga suki. Watashi wa biru ga suki. I'll type it out for you. Watashi ga biru ga suki. Okay, and in a sentence like this, ski, ski. And of course, to be more formal, you would say suki desu. Suki desu. You will not hear the U's, right? You can't really hear the U's. Watashi wa biru ga suki desu. Suki desu. But it's there, but it's just very tiny. It's a very tiny, and it's not stressed. Note my intonation compared to other foreigners is actually very good. If you don't mind me blowing my own horn. On the telephone, I'm often confused as a Japanese person for short conversations until they realize, hey, something's a little bit different about this guy. Okay, let's get to it. Anyway, last week we talked about the word sumimasen very quickly, right? Sumimasen. And I forgot to tell you something that's very useful. This word is often not pronounced correctly. It's pronounced suimasen. Suimasen. Suimasen, which is excuse me or pardon me. If you bump into someone, suimasen. Or if you want to get someone's attention so you can ask them a question, suimasen. Excuse me, can I ask you a question type of, excuse me. When you're angry, or if you want to be very formal, you actually would pronounce the M. The word is actually sumimasen, like this, But in casual conversation, people don't usually pronounce the M, and they just skip it, and it becomes suimasen, like this. So that's a little something that most lessons will not be able to teach you. So I think that's pretty cool. Right? I wish somebody had told me that. Okay, today we're going to talk about pronouns and how to refer to yourself. Okay, there are many ways to refer to yourself in Japanese. One of them is watashi. That's the most standard way. This is what you will probably learn in your textbooks. However, most people don't use it this this way. Now I'm going to go through a bunch real quick. Watashi is standard and polite. There's also watakushi. Watakushi, which is even more polite. It's the higher level polite. And I'll just put this watakushi. Watakushi, right? And this is the politest level. Just a minute. Watakushi. Okay, this is the most polite level. And actually the kanji is the same. And it just depends on the situation, which is kind of weird. Some situations you would pronounce it watashi, sometimes watakushi. It's kind of weird. Young ladies often do not pronounce this. Young girls will say atashi. Atashi wa. Instead of watashi, they'll say atashi wa. Often older men, kind of a little bit arrogant, I guess some people say, is ore. Ore wa. Ore wa. When I first came to Japan, I contemplated, what am I? Am I a boku or am I an ore? You know, I asked my friends, what do I look like to you? Do I look like a boku? Because that's the same as I. All of these mean I. I'm talking watashi, watakushu, atashi, ore, and boku. So I've been boku for a long time, but recently I'm thinking maybe I'm going to become an ore soon, you know, because I'm getting a little older, right? Another way to say me or myself is jibun, and I did this in the review lesson on Gimme-A-Flakeman. Jibun is just myself. Jibun. Jibun. When you talk about someone else, we have this word, anata. Anata. Wives will call their husbands anata. 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 It's like, I guess it's kind of like darling in a way, but in standard conversation it just means you. Anata. Anata. Another word here that is very useful is the lower level. I should do this first. The lower level of anata is kimi. Kimi. Kimi is only something in Japan that a lot of people don't realize is that Japan is a very hierarchical society, so your age is very important. When you come here, people want to know your age so they can, you know, decide how they're going to talk to you. Kimi is a word also for you. Anata is standard and polite, but kimi is more like, hey kid, you know, hey kid, a little bit lower. Of course, it doesn't really mean kid, but it's only said from someone who thinks that they're at a higher level than you are. Okay. Now, when we talk about him and her, we have kare, him, kare. Kare, him. And kare also means boyfriend. And sometimes this is the symbol for boyfriend, the thumb. The thumb is boyfriend, kare. And kanojo, I'm sorry, intonation, kanojo desu. Kanojo is her, and I need the hiragana here. Kanojo is her, and kanojo is also girlfriend. And girlfriend is often referred to as the pinky. So if you see a Japanese guy saying, hey, you know, hey, is she your, girlfriend? Is she your, and just says this, it means, is she your girlfriend? Now, before we run out of time today, I'd like to focus on one sentence pattern, which is the watashi wa nani nani desu. Watashi wa nani nani desu. For example, this pattern, watashi wa, and in the slot here, in the little squiggly line here, the nani nani means blah blah. In the nani nani, you can put anything you want. Now, because we're all of different nationalities on YouTube, I'm going to concentrate on some of the more basic nationalities, not personalities. Watashi wa America jin desu. The word jin means person, and if you were to see the kanji, it looks like this. Well, it's pronounced this way, and it looks like this. The kanji, right? All right, jin. Thing means person, jin. So, watashi wa America jin desu. Now, if you meet a Japanese person, of course, he will say, Nihonjin desu. Watashi wa Nihonjin desu. If you want to ask a question, remember, all you have to do is add ka to the end of the sentence, and you have a question. But, of course, you wouldn't say, watashi wa, am I Japanese? You would say, anata wa Nihonjin desu ka? Let's go through some of the nationalities for those of you on YouTube. How about if you're British? Well, America is easy. America becomes America. But British becomes イギリス。イギリス。私はイギリス人です。Canada is a little bit easier. If you're Canadian, you would say 私はカナダ人です。私はカナダ人です。I'm going to cover the English speakers first. If you were Australian, you would say オーストラリア人です。オーストラリア人です。If you're New Zealand, you would say 私はニュージーランド人です。ニュージーランド人で I think you'd actually put a small O there. Hold on. ニュージーランド人です。And if you're German, like Speedy Kong Kiwi, I keep mentioning her in every video, is 私はドイツ人です。ドイツ人。And this is another example where the U is very, very almost silent, right? If you're French, 私はフランス人です。フランス人です。And these are good to know just because if you meet someone from another country, you might want to ask them if you don't share the same language, you know, あなたはフランス人ですか? If you're Chinese, 私は中国人です。中国人です。And it's true, Japanese and Chinese have kind of an antagonistic relationship. 私は Oh, this is also, jin can also be used for black and white as well. And I know that in Spanish and in Japanese as well, saying someone is black or white is not considered racist at all. We often call people that way. In Spanish, you say, oye flaco, hey skinny guy, or oye negrito, which would be, hey black guy, you know, but you wouldn't get away with that in America, right? Anyway, in Japanese, if you're black, you would say, watashi wa kokujin desu. Kokujin. Koku is black. If you are Asian, you would say, 私はアジア人です. And if you are white, right? Or if you want to talk about white people versus other people, you say, 白人です. Now this sentence pattern is very good because you can also talk about your job, like 私は先生です. I think everyone knows sensei, teacher. I am a teacher. You can also talk about almost anything about yourself. 私は30歳です. I'm 30 years old. Right? Today's interactive sentence is, what do you like? How do you say something you like? 私はビールが好きです. ビールが好きです. 私はビールが好きです. ビール. ビール is beer. So my question for you is, what do you like? Tell me in Japanese. And thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon. Remember to check out, if you ask any questions, remember to check out the answers on Gimme-A-Flakeman. I'll be uploading those slowly as I can. Thanks a lot, and see you soon. Bye.